Good afternoon, everyone. This is Pre-Market Prep at the close. I'm Spencer Israel. That's Joel Elconin. Joel, I got a brand new fancy camera today, but no one cares about that. What they do care about is the fact that we are heading lower now. This will end up being our fourth down day in 5. I'm still in the bull camp. I'm in the buy the dip camp, but walk us through the damage today because there is some damage today.
It's almost sacrilegious to have 4 out of 5 down days
Oh.
and NASDAQ lower for the 5th straight day. Going right to the charts here, we had a row. Things were looking great this morning. We were trading up well over 20, 25 handles. What happened is we failed at that pre-market high. We tried to get to 96.50, only got to 93.75. And when you can't go up, you go down, and then just started picking up some momentum when you took out that pre-market low at 34.70. And we have actually taken out the low from last week. The low from last week was 34.31.50. So when's the last time you've taken out a weekly low? It's been quite some time, probably going back into that September meltdown. About 10 points off the low here, 12.75, trading at 24.23. Maybe those sellers on the close on Friday did know what they were doing despite the Sunday night rally. Crude in the red by 22 cents here at 40.90. Once again, holding over $40. Gold giving back those gains was as high as 1923.40. We're down 50 cents at 1905.90. You're flat on silver. Wow, that's rare at 24.40. And Bitcoin's having a good day here, up $380, 11,740. So there's a wrap on a few of the commodities and Bitcoin. Spencer, take it away.
Yeah, so let's just zoom out for a second here, right? We're down for a fourth time in 5. We're down to the lows last seen when October 8th.
Yep.
Right? In the S&P 500. I'm sure similar in the Nasdaq. So we're like a week and a half, back to where we were a week and a half ago. It's going to take more than this though to convince me that we shouldn't come in and buy the dip because that's worked every time, right? That's buy the dip has worked every time.
Every time.
So why should it work now? There is nothing you can say today as far as the reason for the sell-off, whether it's new cases or lack of stimulus or whatever. Nothing you can say today that you couldn't have said a month or 2 months ago. So buy the dip, it has worked this entire time. So why wouldn't it work again? That's kind of my point.
Maybe because you're coming into a presidential election and no one knows
I don't know
who the hell's going to win or when we're going to know a winner, right? Correct? So that's one thing to keep in mind. Political market doesn't like uncertainty, and you certainly got some uncertainty here heading into the election. The virus, I mean, people want to ignore it, but it's not, it's in Europe, it's getting bad and getting worse. So that's a bad sign. And you don't have any catalysts. You have Apple and
you have earnings.
Amazon.
Earnings are catalyst, which is
I don't think earnings are going to matter this
No?
quarter. No, I mean, I think stocks are going to have some moves off them as they always do. But I just think we got too much going on in the geopolitical environment.
Okay.
I think that rips are going to be sold and dips are going to be sold on earnings. How's that for a bear scenario?
That's what happened last week with the banks, and now that we're through with it, we're through with the big banks. Now we're coming into tech this week and next week. Let's see what they do. I'll tell you what your indicator is, Joel. Your indicator is Hertz. That's your indicator. That's your indicator. Hertz topped out pretty much at market high.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Was it 302?
I did it. It was 302 in the pre-market, and then where did we get in here? Let me get the pre-market
290, 298.
298, and then let me go to the 24-hour chart. That's why you listen to Pre-Market Prep, because you want the potential high here. There you go. You got that. Oh, I want the pre-market too. I thought it did get over $3. Let me.
I guess not after the open. It did in the pre-market. It hit 302.
Okay. Yeah, there. You just see it nudged it, and now it's selling off. So Momentum is gone there. $3, the big number there in Hertz. So hope no one's stuck trading that thing, but it's nice. You got the pre-market highs right here. And then that's what you got in the regular session. Now selling off, not quite at yesterday's low.
Yeah, if you're long this and you're underwater, um, I don't know, maybe you wait for another short squeeze. I don't know what to tell you on that one.
I don't know. I mean, if you're good,
Yeah.
at trading stocks like this, then go right. Can you even get a locate on the short? I
Oh
mean,
gosh, I have no idea.
yeah,
I doubt
yeah.
it. Doubt it.
But I mean, if you're shorting it too, it's not always the greatest thing with short squeezes and whatnot. But yeah, not enough time on Hertz. What else do you
Okay.
want to?
There are some stocks in the green today on the heels of this Intel headline. So the news is from Wall Street Journal that Intel is nearing a deal. They're going to essentially exit the memory chip business, and as a result of that, their competitors, mainly Micron and Western Digital, are up on this headline. So,
And you got Micron. You had that spike. You're $1.25 off the high. Just right, kiss that high that you had back on July 23rd. July 23rd, 54.20 is where sellers stepped in. Today, they didn't wait for 54.20. They were right at 54 even. And I had seen some positive stuffs going on regarding Western Digital, too. That thing has been looking for a reason to rally for a long time. It finally got the reason, got to just under 42, getting back into the gap area. What I would say about these stocks is that they're going up on. I mean, it's good news, but it's like Intel's not, getting out of something. So it's not like they came up with like an extra new special memory chip
yeah.
or forward guidance. This is just on the heels of Intel. So why is Intel getting out of that business? Is it bad? So that's the way I'm looking at it. 42. Look like you got a buyer here at 41. 41 is when you was low right before you had that spurred up to the high of the day, just under 42. And then someone's just bringing some stock in here at 41. So just on a short-term basis, support here at 41. And if you really want to be optimistic on this one, maybe look to a gap fill from earnings. And that would be a target of 44.06 on the upside. If you're looking for this gap fill, I believe that was from earnings in Western Digital.
Joel, speaking of sell the ribs, that's what they did today with the airlines. Good news out of the TSA. I guess more travelers went through TSA checkpoints on Sunday than at any point since March. First time they topped over 1 million travelers at TSA checkpoints in a day.
Nice.
Again, so that's objectively good news for the airlines, and they rallied, but then they didn't.
Actually, I was talking with Lisa about this, and some of the studies she's been reading is that if you go and you fly and you keep your mask on the whole time, that there's it's not a high percentage chance of you getting COVID. There's other ways to get it, but so we talked about that over the weekend. These stocks are, I mean, they're trying. What I would tell you, if you're a Delta Airlines trader, 32.27 was your high today. Two other highs right there, 32.32 and 32.39. Faded off that. American Airlines, let's see if that got in the area. Nope, that's trying to fill a gap from a few days ago. That's still in the green here, not by much. UAL, how's UAL doing? That had to spike, giving it back. And then let's look at Southwest. Oh, I wish I had my 55 puts still in that. Uh, that matched the high that it had. Let's see, today's high came right in at 40.75. That's going to be a big number moving forward. 40.51. That was your high on September 18th. That's look at the airlines. Spruce tried a little rally there just a few minutes ago, but now careening back towards the low of the session. That's 12.75. I don't have much under there, folks. The low that Spencer was talking about, your Globex low on October 8th, 334.0550. That's only 12 handles away.
All right, Joel, How urgent is the warning sign in Tesla? Are you at a yellow or are you at a red here? Is this a red,
I'll tell you, all right.
red light
First,
or a caution light?
how long have I been talking about this resistance level? How long have I been saying this thing's got to clear these highs? And it did that one day, right?
Yeah.
It cleared it on an
Wednesday.
intraday basis, right? I think, and I don't know if Raz is listening or not. I would be really lightening up on my Tesla here. There's too many highs in the same area. I really didn't go much off good news today, right? You had good news on the thing, the price target raise, and man, this is so close to all-time highs. I wouldn't hold it in earnings. I would not. I would not hold. I mean, I'm sure the option markets are really juiced here. Boy, I wish I could get a cheap option on this thing. Maybe I'd love to see a pop on this thing after the earnings, but I mean, it just looks heavy. And who's going to go all in up here at 440, 450, 460, especially ahead of the election? So
Yeah.
I've called several tops in Tesla before, but just the technicals here, if I was shorting it at 430, 435, put your stop at 470. You got to, risk something like that in a stock like this. But that's what I'm looking at here for Tesla going into the report.
Let's go to the chat here. Being asked about LCA, Landcadia. Well, the good news, I guess, is it's not Penn National Gaming or any of the or Win or anything like that, because those are down worse today. But LCA down 3.5% today, far more than DraftKings, which is only down. Actually, DraftKings is flat for the day.
Yeah. Penn caught up a little bit.
I was wondering what it would take. We talked about that last week. I was wondering why is
I know. And I always lose money when I'm like, okay, well, this stock is going down, but this stock should go down. And so many times that is like, okay, well, the other stock keeps going down and the other one doesn't. So we'll take a look at Penn in a second.
Yeah.
Dennis is the expert here on this LCA. You got good support under 13. You hit that 3 days ago. 1275 was your 3-day low. You had this spike low at 1269, still 75 cents away from it. Just not looking good. I mean, you want to see it hold the support. It seems like you got some overhead supply here. And LCA, and I know the Panthers closed their facility for 2 days. I'm not sure what's going on with the wagering here. And you got just a bunch. I talked about this area before, and it's not through there yet. 64, 63, 64, 33, 63, 68, 63, 65, 63, 50. Let's call that. I mean, I don't know if any analyst is brave enough to come out and downgrade it or lower its price target because they don't want Portland getting mad at them. But this chart looking heavy. I'd be cautious on this one too.
Well, as we were speaking, Joel, DraftKings went green for the day, so it's all good. It's all good.
Yep. Okay. Big Bill D says there's $1 billion to sell here. We are heading back towards the lows of the session here. Boom, 1275 is your low going in here at 34.14. Looking to settle near the lows of the session. And Mitch mentioned Rocket here. Does it get?
That's one we haven't talked about for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. What was he saying here? IPO low?
No.
Ooh, down a buckle. New low, spoozed. Hit a new low here. Oh, excuse me. I snuck that one in on you.
No, the IPO low for Rocket is 1750. We're not quite there yet. So still have a ways to go. Although we are down 5% down today. Not what you want to see there, but
yeah, just hit 1075. A little bit of a bounce here up at 13.25. New low on the selling balances.
What else is on the chat's radar? CGC Canopy Growth. Well, as goes this one, so goes the entire kind of pod sector here. Wow. Whoa. Hadn't noticed that today. I had not seen that. That one.
Oh, nice day.
Under my radar. Yeah.
Important, it had the nice run up, gave it back, found your support under 18, and now you got, let's take a look at that high from last Monday. That's going to be your bogey, 2013. You got the 90.85 today. a big move for the stock. I'm not sure if there's news associated with it, but a little rotation here. Maybe get a close at over 20, get another leg up in canopy growth.
This is a definition of an election play, right? Because this is if the Democrats, if Biden gets in the White House, then pot's getting decriminalized on the federal level like next year.
I
So
think that's what. Yep, you're seeing some election trading here, and it. What else is? I mean, is there anything else that we look at?
I mean, solar would be, Biden would be theoretically
Yeah.
good for solar and other clean energy, be bad for oil. The Biden would be really bad for the for-profit colleges like a GSX.
How's old
No,
Chegg doing?
that's not one. Can't think of any of the.
Chegg?
No, Chegg's not. I can't think of any of the tickers for the for-profit colleges, but there are a few of them out there. Like Grand Canyon. What's Grand Canyon? That would be LOPE. Biden admin would be really bad for stocks like LOPE.
Okay.
Right? So
all right.
I don't know.
Being reflected here.
And there's a few more of those out there, but LOPE I think is the big one.
Dapper Romeo, Occidental Petroleum. Accidental Petroleum. What are you doing in that stock? Let's look at the chart. Oh, under $10. I don't know. You can lean on this low here at 923, series of lower highs. I'd at least wait for the, to make a higher high on the day. It hasn't done that in 4 or 5 sessions. Not a pretty looking chart there at Accidental Petroleum.
Just to finish the thread on my comment before.
Sure, sorry.
LOPE and LAUR, those are two that online or for-profit education stocks that would those would definitely be punished under.
What he doesn't like them?
They're basically gonna. So Trump has rolled back regulations on that sector. Biden's gonna just put those regulations back on. So
okay.
It would be bad there. All right, 358 here. What else do we got from the chat? Jason
Lake. We haven't looked at Lake.
Lake. There's an old friend from April. How are we doing?
Oh, look at this. The mask maker. This is, you can't complain about the chart. It had that run off 18, took a little breather to 22, went over. You got to be thinking about this area right here, right now. You had a high at 24.84. Where'd you get? You got through that. You got to 25.44 today. Really be nice to close above these highs right here. So nice run up in that stock, looking good on the chart. Unfortunately, there's bad implications with that, people needing more mass. So kind of like with the CVS. We'll close with that CVS. And oh boy, that rug pull there, man. Dennis said it's the best in breed and it's not a good breed. Was trying to get to 61. It couldn't, got turned back at 60.44. That was in the middle of these highs right here and then turned around. So not a good day for CVS. Looks like the spoos are going to bounce off the low.
All right. That's I guess some good news heading into the close. We got a couple seconds left. Yeah. So we're not going to close at the low of the day. Joel, why does that matter so much to you?
Because you're either going to get, you're just going to get violent follow through, right? If you're, on the lows, the day traders get stuck and then they try and get out after hours. And then, it also sets up, an opposite scenario if you're short and you don't cover, which happened on Friday. So we're off the lows, 1075. We'll be cooking up some numbers for you tomorrow, but a nice little rally in the close. Intermediate overnight, 3150 was last week's low. So keep an eye on that. But that's it. Who's our guest tomorrow?
Nick Shaheen, author of Create Income with Option Spreads, longtime friend of the program. He'll have some charts for us and some trades for us for the next week or so. That'll be a wrap. Please remember all the information from our show. It's meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a great rest of your day. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning.